What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 47 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, Tic-Tac-Toe attacked Miragliano, or rather drew them out into a field battle where he once again destroyed them from up on high, though it did take a little bit of effort as our Coatl and Tic-Tac himself are quite damaged, as can be plainly seen. And that does mean that they will be a little bit too damaged to fight direct. Actually, no, you know what, they'll probably be fine. Even if we were to attack these guys next turn, depending on what exactly they get up to, we should still be okay. I do have a suspicion that that Aldrich here is going to head out to Karak-Buftar. Are we able to? Nah, but we're not able to reach Skavenblight in one round. So the problem is we'll have to try to hunt down that army. But I guess we'll do that later. Anyway, Chameleon, this is a shared sea, but the Pirate Coast is ours, so we're healing quite nicely here. I guess the question is whether we start marching this way. You know what, I think... And let's see, in March stance, you can actually go pretty far. Alright, fine, go here. Maybe what we'll do is we'll send Tic-Tac to Skavenblight while Chameleon tries to hunt down Aldrich there. Man, Aldrich really doesn't sound like a rat name, does it? It just straight up sounds like a normal human name, not a rat name. Especially as rats often have these very typically, well, Skaven names, so odd, but interesting. Anyway, let's get that fodder maker up and running just because I spotted it. Let's see what else we have to do in terms of moves. So first of all, Sokorismate, you have nearly reached the Black Pyramid of Nagash, wherein you will be recruiting your own army, which will be made up of a lot of these guys, the Razordawn hunting packs, though it might be better if we use the recruiter to recruit them for you, and right now we'll hold off, but within the next few turns we're going to start getting it up and running. Pragiol, stay where you are. I don't think we can move you out because you're here to defend and to transfer those spears to Kroki. Pyroxy, let's pop you into a camp stand so that you can heal while moving forward and hopefully towards Zufbar, although it looks like the dwarfs are gonna beat us to it and take it before we do. Which is a little bit of a shame, because I want to trade this to them for some stuff. Namely, I really want Iron Rock. Oh damn, they're gonna build it up to tier 3, which will make it even more difficult to take. There's nothing we could trade to them for this, is there? Carrick-Drawn, Black Crag, Bitterstone Mine, yeah, these are all things that we'll want to keep for ourselves. Oh well, hopefully we'll find something to trade it to them for. Maybe eventually we'll just pay them off with a massive amount of cash. If only we could trade Barak Var back from these guys, but since we're not bordering it, they won't offer it to us. But anyway, let's see. Pragiol, you're good. Kuraki or Gorak is good. Tilashbak, you can continue staying here until you receive your reinforcing dinos. And Myrtlehan, you're good. I do believe we checked the sources last time, so we are good there. Now let's build some buildings. And I believe we're good in terms of attacks, so yeah, buildings, the important buildings. Specifically, ooh, Kasabar, you're ready for a Geomantic Spire. And I do believe there was another Geomantic Spire that was up and running, unless I'm mistaken, here in the Wizard Caliph's Palace, yes. Lovely. That's most of our cash that we got from that Skull Island. Ugh, it's so expensive already. Well, it is what it is. Temple Avenue of Gold, and yes, as somebody pointed out, and I forgot to mention, the Caverns of Sotek have been taken out by Kairos, which is problematic. We see that they have Tzeentch Corruption here, so we could build a temporary Lord and head out there, but as soon as we do, Kairos will spot us. Which may mean Ahsoka Rismate, or possibly Kowal. We're gonna have to send one of them there. Southward. And we don't have enough armies down here, or we could... Man, you guys have been suggesting to turn Kroki towards Cathay to essentially bail them out so that they don't die outright. As it would be nice to have allies in this portion of the world. I think the northern provinces should survive. On the other hand, Kroki could also sail down to attack Kairos, but that'll take a while to get there. And it doesn't necessarily have to be he himself who does it. Alrighty, do we have a free lord we can get up and running that we could send here to scout the place? Arrogant and pompous enemy leadership. Let's go with the arrogant guy. We've been going for these arrogant ones a lot lately. And let's see. And maybe that this finally spots Kairos, which will make the game pretty interesting. Not that it hasn't been interesting so far, mind you, but more interesting. Can always get more interesting. Ekron, let's get you your Grand Plaza for more buffs, so we can keep the Temple Guard barracks here. We will delete the Ripperdactyl hatchery. In fact, I think we can do so right now, unless I'm mistaken, yes? The Coatl have been finished up, yes? Oh, no, they have not. Also, Slanesh Giggle. Alright, one more turn until we can get rid of that then. Let's see if there's anything else to build. How about any cheap money like this? Kroq-Gar Labor District. And we can get the growth here. It's going to be needed in the yellow territories of these mountains. Cracked land, we will definitely get the Black Tower of Arcan maxed out. And we're basically out of cash now. Scrap towers we can ignore, and don't collect your income, please. There's no need for that. Zarek Zil we will still be trading away. We could probably get a decent chunk of change from the dwarves for it, though. Well, we could also wait. I suppose if you hit Karak Bufdar right now... then Zarek Zil won't be worth nearly as much to these guys. Maybe now's the time to trade it. I was saving it in the hopes of them taking a territory that we actually wanted for ourselves, but it's looking less and less likely. And it's not like we can trade Beric of Var, so in that light, I guess we'll trade it right now. So, you. Ooh. I also had another idea. You know what? Diplomacy. Quick deal. I know I wasn't gonna do this, because I'm afraid of Karakadrin attacking the... the Knights of Kalador, which might still happen. But I think we're gonna go with the military alliance for Karakadrin now.
Greetings. You know,
decent amount of cash, but declare war on Poxmakers and Bordeaux. Okay, you won't do both. Which one will you do? 1.7 versus 4.2. At least this way we get a little bit of cash. Not much, mind you, but still probably worth it. Though... I'm just wondering who will be alive longer. Honestly, neither one will be alive that long. Let's do this for now.
Yes.
And then this way we can build a an outpost in their territory. Karakadrin outpost. Kerkungor, Silver Pinnacle, Mount Gunbed. I do not see Karakadrin itself. I guess you have somebody else built stuff up there. Well, that's just rude. Alright, well, Kazadir Kolaz is a good place, and Mount Gunbed is a good place as well. Let's go Gunbed, I guess. Although, I guess the... Erkolaz is probably more central to their empire, their portion of their empire, isn't it? Yeah, let's go Erkolaz then. Alright, like so. Alright, and the reason I wanted to do that right now, whereas I have not earlier, is this. We are now going to declare war on Archaon.
What could you possibly offer me, mutant swarm?
And all his vassals.
I am ever chosen.
Which, oh... I guess the The problem with this is that our allies won't be fighting their vassals. Well, maybe we can call them to help later. Alright, do this. Call allies to help, good. And it's just in order to try to make our allies more friendly. We have Wulfric, who is another option here. Declare war. It's not like we'll be friendly with any of these factions, and it's only a matter of time until they declare war against us anyway. So I'm doing this now in terms of the relationship gains that we can get from it. We should also take Grimgor. Though if we attack Grimgor now... Well, actually, maybe this is a decent option. Who are you not at war with? Alright, fine, screw it. Grimgor as well. I'm a little bit worried about them attacking our dwarven friends, and Azak has returned to Silver Pinnacle. That ain't so great. It might fall, though, depending on what Ungrim is doing. Ungrim! No, very few Slayers and tons of Gyrocopters with Brimstone guns. Interesting that you're heading out here. Is he fighting Draika? No, he's not. Not entirely sure what he's doing, but either way. And declare war on Grimgor. Alright. And the more things these guys are fighting, the more friendly they are with each other. We're going to -5 now, and we're going to +30 now. Lovely. The dwarves and the elves. Taking quite a lot of effort to keep them together, but hey, it's working so far. Join war against. Warhost of the Apocalypse, yes. And World Walkers, yes.
No one does it.
Beautiful.
Better.
Alrighty, that certainly helps, and... oh right, there's the other elves. We can probably get them to join a bunch of wars as well, but you know what, they have their own problems to deal with right now. Anyway, let's see what else we're looking at here. Vidrioth we could be friendly with, but Angren doesn't like them, same thing with the U2, and we might attack the border princes later. Ice Court is willing to go defensive alliance, yes please. I'd love to get access to some of their units. Hey, why not? Bears and dinos. And ooh, I just spotted Archaon up there. You know what, maybe Pyroxy is gonna move up and start attacking Archaon. Also, have we spotted Kairos yet? Because as soon as we do... I need to double check this. Factions encountered... no, oh, frickin' hell. Puppets of Misrule. Okay, that ain't great, because they're going to immediately start muddling the minds of us, because the AI is stupid, and we'll always do that targeting of friends, or targeting of the player thing, even when there's no real point to doing so. But oh well. Okay, now I believe we're good. It has been a while, to be fair, since I've done a lot of Diplos, so I think it was about time. Okay, and the rest of that looks good to me, which means we're ready to end the turn and possibly have some big ol' fights. Skip, skip, skip. Outpost available in the Ice Court. Kislev itself, yes. Hopefully. Oh, it's under siege by Archaon. Oh no, that's not good. And he has another full stack here. Oh, that's also not good. You know what? Let's not waste the money if Kislev's about to fall. Oh man. Well, we just got an alliance with these guys, and now they're liable to die soon. Isn't that a shame? How close is Pyroxy? Fairly close. I mean, once we destroy these guys, we can head up north and try to help these guys reclaim Kislev. I didn't think that Archaon would be so close, but it would be nice to fight him. Too bad Kroq is far, as I'd love for him to fight him. But anyway, skip, 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 outpost available, skip, and turn, and let's see about some battles. Alrighty, I'm expecting, ooh, Uranologist for Soko Rismate. Awakening Besieged, yes, this is what I'm expecting, a massive fight as they sally out to attack us in the field. Tehenowin. In Defensive Alliance, no. But Confederate, please. Please lose some stacks, man. Lokir Felhart, it is time for you to declare war upon us. Fair enough. Wait. Oh yeah, you're already fighting all the various... yeah, that's fine. I can't believe how well Lokir has done. We're gonna have to deal with him. Alright, Awakened, are you doing it? You are indeed doing it. Only with 2 armies, and I say only because I was expecting that there might be the possibility of another army moving in. Still, this looks like it'll be a toughie. Enemy has a lot of high veterancy troops, or mid-veterancy troops, I suppose, in this army. A decent amount of mortars, which are very threatening to our Saurus, and this particular army doesn't have a decent way to get around the enemy army and destroy said mortars. And that said... so, KANOS-QIR has pulled miracles off in the past, and I'm sure he can do so again. I trust you, Kanos, and do it. Alrighty, here we go. I am very excited about this particular battle. Finally, a challenge for KANOS-QIR as he faces off against 2 full stacks here. Now, the enemy does have artillery superiority in the form of all of these mortars that they have here, so we will have to be concerned about those, especially as our source will be quite vulnerable to them. Now, we're going to start by shooting them as best we can with our grudge throwers, and though their accuracy is relatively low, they should still be okay at destroying the very fragile zombie crew. In the meantime, our source are all actually hidden. The jungles protect us from the enemy, so they don't know that our main line units are here, and we know that they can't hurt us while we bombard them with our own artillery pieces. And thus we should win the artillery exchange, and when we do, we can move the rest of our line forward. Still, that is a lot of enemies that we have to fight here, so we'll see how that goes. We're starting the battle off by having our Bastillodon with Solar Engine try to target these units of Sirens, as this army does not have a lot in the way of magical damage. That said, all these units together with the splash damage that they can deal should still be able to do fairly okay. I may have to look into getting a magical weapon for KANOS-QIR to be able to do magic damage himself. as there are certainly situations where it would come in handy. Anyway, it looks like we've taken care of one out of the 3 of the enemy mortars so far with our grudge throwers. The second one is being worked on, and now it's time for our Saurus to leave the jungle, the safety of the jungle, and move towards this area. This is a fairly good map for us to fight on, as there's a natural choke point here, and while this would also benefit the enemy, I think we can make it work for us. And that said, the enemy has a massive amount of range units as compared to us, so we do still have to be wary of that. I did also figure that we move the chameleon skinks to fight the mortars in, but I'm feeling like the grudge throwers should be able to take care of them beforehand. Also, Dicky Dick is flying around, occasionally casting his Flocks of Doom. Already got his 20k damage with his first or maybe second cast, I'm not entirely sure, but pretty good. Now, the great thing about having so many enemies on the field is the fact that we have so many targets to hit with our spell at once. Oh, and it looks like the enemy fleet admiral has decided to jump in and fight the Amexon Barb to prevent it from doing damage to the rotting Prometheans and animated Hulks that are currently fighting our dinos. Well, this is not a great matchup for the Amexon Barb, which, while somewhat capable in melee, probably doesn't actually want to be doing this, and so we're going to send one of our Saurus Scarvets to help out. And together these two should be able to take care of that Admiral. Looks like our Saurus are starting to take hits from the enemy mortars, though it looks like the enemy mortar is down to 1, and thus a lot less threatening. But we do need to move in here because our dinos, which have been trying to hold back the tide of enemies here, the tide of Krabby Boys and Ogre Corpses, are getting kind of overwhelmed as well. So we need the Saurus back up. And these bombers are chucking their bombs in the middle of the fray. I do have to wonder whether those are actually doing a lot of damage to us, or whether they're doing more damage to the enemy here, because there's certainly quite a few enemies. And there we go, finally the Saurus have arrived, and the choke point is being held exactly as we wanted. The Saurus will start to take damage, of course, but they're also getting the heals from our 2 Reviv crystals. And there we go, another Flock of Doom coming in from Dicky Dick, and it's hit like, what, a dozen units maybe at once, which is pretty darn decent. And getting a very nice amount of mileage out of that particular spell. And we did keep 2 of our units of Saurus Spears back, and sort of protecting the flank in the hopes that if the grudge throwers were targeted, and these guys would help defend against them. That said, unfortunately the enemy did lead with a unit of Sirens, which obviously our non-magical damaging Saurus Warriors or Saurus Spears are going to have a difficult time against. The enemy also has 2 units of range, including a hand cannon mob, so we really need to try to deal with this shortly, or to move in our reinforcement. We're also starting to take a little bit of damage on the Bastiva Solar Engine, who is being focused down a little bit by the enemy range units, but it does look like at the very least the enemy mortar should be done for shortly, which will mean we will switch our grudge throwers to the rest of the enemy range as well. Alrighty, how's that fleet admiral looking? Down to half HP. Oh, and there's a fleet captain and a fleet admiral back there, but I'm sure our Saurus Scarvet can take care of it, especially buffed as it is by our by the presence of that Bastiva Solar Engine. Now, Saurus are fighting massive piles of monstrous infantry here. But despite the fact that Saurus can, in fact, ooh, nice shot from those Carronades, or Sartosa Carronade, I don't remember what the name of the spell is. Not important. Army-bound cannon ability. Let's go with that. Generic cannon ability. What was I getting at? Yes, the Saurus. While technically the Saurus can run away, I'm not sure Saurus... I'm just wondering the degree to which Saurus can actually experience fear. Not only are they cold-blooded, but they're bred for war, and they're certainly willing to die attacking things much scarier than they are, which is saying something. But I guess Saurus are already quite a strong unit, so them being unbreakable would be quite obnoxious. Although, to be fair, I feel like any Lizardman unit that has Slan presence would probably be unbreakable beside that Slan. Which is kind of why I made the comparison before of the Lizardmen to, like, Tyranids plus Tau combination. But anyway, look at all those crabby boys in this army. There are so many rotting Prometheans, though we have started to, at the very least, decrease the numbers of the animated hulks. Otherwise, the army is starting to take damage. We also moved KANOS-QIR himself forward into the back line of the enemy, and we've also been doing quite a lot of damage with our artillery pieces, which are now starting to run out of ammunition. And the enemy looks like it actually wanted to dodge the artillery pieces and has started to move into melee, which is certainly working in our favor, as obviously we have the advantage in melee. Dicky Dick has also dropped down to another zombie-powered gunnery mob just to prevent them from firing, and also allow our unit of chameleon skinks to shoot them a little bit. Over on the flanks, unfortunately, we're having a little bit more trouble as two of our Saurus spears are getting pretty badly damaged. They did manage to kill off that unit of sirens and are about to kill off that zombie-powered deckhands mob, but still have to move towards that zombie-powered gunnery mob. That said, and because they're having a little bit of trouble, we peeled away one of our feral stegodons and are going to send it in to charge that hand cannon so that the Saurus don't die. Otherwise, the balance of power is still fairly even by the looks of it. 5 minutes in, and a lot of that has been just straight up combat in this pile of units. Really quite fun fighting this mob of crabby boys. Certainly not a place you want to be in the middle of this melee. And here comes yet another flock of doom. Man, we're gonna have so much damage on our Dicky Dick. Yeah, that's the way I chose to phrase that. Yes, I am very mature. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of damage on our Skink Priest by the time this battle is over. And speaking of battle over, it looks like the chain route has actually arrived and the enemy has begun to dissipate. Too many dinos in their fragile infantry units now, and it looks like most of the rotting Prometheans have dropped just lifeless shells now. Though I guess even when they were animated, they were technically lifeless, depending on if you were using the word lifeless as meaning having life or animated. Anyway, not super important. A battle is ours. The last of the enemy units crumble away, and it looks like the last of the hand cannons that did quite a lot of damage. Well, not a lot of kills, but 10k damage, very respectable. Are going to get ripped apart by the Stegodon. Well done, Steg. And another heroic victory for KANOS-QIR. We've certainly been getting quite a lot of these, not just on KANOS, but on various lords. A really fun battle, though. I really enjoyed fighting in this natural choke point here, and there were just so many enemies. Lovely. Ooh, alrighty. Finally a test, I should say, for KANOS-QIR. It did pretty well. That was a pretty darn entertaining battle, and we didn't manage to lose any troops. Besides, the enemy lost both stacks, and thus their capital is ours. In terms of who did the most damage, it's by far the Skink Priest, 94,000 from the spam of the Flock of Doom against the massive number of enemies. So I guess since that damage is only from Flock of Doom, it's not too bad as a spell is when you're facing off against massive enemy numbers like Skaven and well, I guess like peasants as well, Bordelot, but I was thinking of the dead as well. Otherwise, we got a very respectable 25k on the Amixon Barb. The dinos all did fine. The Saurus held the ground, and we got 23k on KANOS-QIR, but he always does well, so it's hardly surprising. And the Grudge Throwers, and didn't do too bad either, though they will be replaced in this army nonetheless. We're going to occupy the place because it is jungle, and it is a green territory, and I believe now a tier 4, and that is ours. And the more territory we take, the more money we have, which is definitely going to be needed for when the endgame scenario arrives. And I don't remember the one I did. Skaven must have been one of them. Alright, well, we'll see. Scourge of Cain, we can ignore you and your little treaty here. Sterland, I'd love to non-aggressor whatever with you, but we can't do it right now because we don't want to piss off the Wood Elves needlessly. It does look like the Skaven have managed to take Karak-Buftar. Ahsoka Rasmata, you have a Ruinologist, which is great. We need to make sure that we get it on the rest of our factions. Ally begins outpost construction. There's that Armor of Fortune. Another ally begins outpost construction. Talachlan did become besieged. Well, that's just lovely. Hello! Oh, we only get one? We've waited like 20 turns for the next blessed units, and it's a single blessed Carnosaur. I mean, it's fine. It's better than the skinks that we've been getting, but yeah. This thing really needs to be upgraded, as in how often you get blessed spawnings. It really doesn't feel like it's often enough. It's too rare. Alright, now we have to do is kill 1,500 enemies in battle, which shouldn't be too difficult. The Ahsoka Rasmata 2 has a Steg now, but he shouldn't... Well, actually, Steg is fine. Yeah, you're still invisible due to natural camouflage, so it's fine, you're fine. You're perfectly fine. Now, the question is how we do this. So, Chameleon, let's pop you into March stance. Regardless of the fact that the Skaven are there, I think you'll still be able to deal with their force if they attack you. I wonder. Orion is probably going to head here. Ah, he might retake Karak-Buftar, which is unfortunate. I don't actually... Oh, damn, I forgot to trade Xerix. How much is it worth to these guys now? Probably less than it was before. Yeah, 31 before it was 41. Join war against Bordlow Errant. They're still willing to do that. Yeah, just take it, it's fine.
I'll do it.
We were never going to try to hold on to it. Ooh, hello. Looks like we have a lot of ally missions available. Rakarth is down here. Kugath is somewhere around there. Jackie Hodgson. We will probably destroy at some point. And ooh, look at all these Skaven. There's Rakarth. I wonder what he's gonna do. And then Grummus and Bingowings. Okay. You are not going to be our target, as it's unlikely. We do want to attack Kugath. Let's take Kugath for you, and then let's take Jackie for you. Oh, Golden Order, you have something as well. Vladdy. Good, and... what the heck? Ironbrow, we just accepted a mission to kill Kugath for you, and now you're like, no. Well, Alberic is an easier take anyway, though we are out of, we're out of income. As in allegiance, as in we can't get any more. So the question is there anything useful we can get from your faction right now? And the answer is not really. I don't particularly care for most of these. You know what? This is what we'll do. You can have an Iron Drake Patrol Hammer Torpedoes. I can't believe they cost 60 allegiance. It's absolutely insane. It's a decent unit, but that's absolute craziness. Maybe we'll do 2 of these and then 2 cannons in this particular army, just for fun. I don't know. They feel like they would work with the Razor Dawns. Though we shall see. Anyway, Kroq-Gar, you could go to Flayed Rock and then move back around to Scrap Towers, or... in the alternative, we send you to Flayed Rock. And, you can't go in Astromancy? Fine. You also don't need that Luck Stone, but that's also fine for now. Since Kroq-Gar can move a lot, maybe we'll do this. So you go to Flayed Rock. We'll probably have to fight this one manually as well. But at least this way, Kroq won't waste all of his movement points on us. Go here. And then... no, it looks like there's significant amounts of corruption here. Would you be able to march stance back to the Scrap Towers after this? I think you would, or at least I hope you would. Because it looked like you might be able to reach Knobbly Gorge afterwards. Though we could also go up to Karak-Krakatoa. And we shall see. Also, you can't reach Pig Barter. Well, that's a shame. Go to a Ruinologist, go here, or actually, no. Go into Encamp Stance, and then go here as close to Pig Barter as you can, and then grab it next turn for us, though I guess we'll have to find out whether it's actually anything useful. Dreadrock and stuff, you are fine. You are not able to reach the Caverns of Sotek, so we're gonna pop you... please don't find Kairos, please don't find Kairos. I don't see him. Alright, hopefully we can get there before the elves do. Alright, too bad you can't colonize while in march stance, can you? No, damn. Too bad. Alright, just go here. Don't get any closer. Factions encountered, where are we? Do we see a Kairos? I don't see a Kairos right now. What about Confederation? Minus 2.4. Oh, please, Hexawatl, next turn. Please, I'm begging you. I've been waiting for a Confed for so long now, it feels. Maybe if we could get them into a few more wars or something. Anyway, let's see what else we have to do. Well, Kroq-Gar, you know what? I guess we'll do this manual fight real quick. Though we are quickly running out of time as well, so this is probably a good chance to do this. So fight battle. I'm gonna speed through this more or less. We'll save the Alberic fight for next time, because there's a significant amount of knights, so it looks like it'll be an actually good fight. There's also a very decent chance that Alberic tries to run away once Gorok reaches him, because, well, why wouldn't he? So we may have to chase him down, so it might not happen at that time anyway. And we'll see as well. Also, we're drawing closer and closer to the endgame scenario. Should be up and running fairly soon, so and that'll be a concern. You'll be on the field. Start deployment, start battle, speed it up to max. The enemy will move around. We could just run towards them with our dinos and take care of them that way. And our flyers, I guess. They do have a couple of those rot flies, though. All right, well, we'll wait until the rot flies land, and then we'll go. Once again, I really do wish that we didn't have to fight all these manually, but it is what it is. Okay, a lot of units on the field now. You guys go here, you can be group 5. You can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I forget anybody? Yes, I did. You two. Alright, you're gonna be group 1. You're gonna go here. Speed it back up to max. Please don't run around the mountains like that. You can be group 2. Soros, you can just stay back. The point is not to get you damaged, especially since this should be an honor resolve. Alright, you guys go here. Do the fast ones want to maybe move in by themselves? They won't get healed. Wait a little bit. Nah, probably a waste of time. Alrighty, Stegs are here. Where's the Reviv? We need the Reviv. Now, hello, looks like some Nurglings want to play. Well then, let's play Nurglings. And the Flyers are in, which means we are in as well. And beautiful. We are going to debuff everybody here with a curse of... There's no point, they're all dying already. Okay, well then we'll just wait. Kroq-Gar, or Kroq-Gar rather, move in. I want to get that Deliverance up and running. And buff everybody up. Ooh, hello. This looks like a prime spot for Deliverance. Like, oh, I can't reach it yet. Alright, Teto Echo, it's all you then, buddy. You're gonna do two things. You're gonna drop a Comet of Cassandora Overcast right there. Flyers don't get in the way of the Comet, because you will die. Is there a unit over here? You know what? Let's protect Lord Kroq just in case. Let's also do this. There we go, that's a nice Comet. And then... yeah, you can Deliverance right here. And the battle should be just about done. You can also debuff people, and you can debuff enemies even more in this manner. And anybody need a chop up in terms of harmonic convergence? We're okay. Lovely. Enemies getting knocked away, all the dinos working together. You can pop a burning... you probably don't even need to. You guys, drop your bombs. And there we go, and with that, the battle should be just about ours. Another Deliverance, perhaps, like so. There really needs to be some sort of self-auto-resolve adjuster or something. And there we go, I think that ends the battle effectively. Alright, nobody got really badly hurt. Beautiful. And victory is ours, basically no damage, we'll end the battle. We'll take the place, and this way we will have no losses. So even if we do contract an attrition plague, we won't get suddenly screwed over. What I'm terrified of is auto-resolving in such a way that the auto-resolve breaks our Stegs or our other dinos down to like 15% HP, and then bam, 6 turns of attrition plague, and then they die. Because we can't do anything about it. I think even with the Lord Kroq's ability to reduce attrition, which we're going to use right now, or at least we're going to upgrade right now because we're about to move into attrition territory, but yeah. Even with that, probably not possible. Our alignments are basically maxed out again. We're gonna occupy the place, though I'm not sure I particularly care about. You have a fan waiver, though you do not need it. Tyrannekon has a steg. Who the heck is Tyrannekon? I wish I knew. Well, somebody has a steg somewhere. So great for somebody. You... Oh, damn, Lord Kroq did not level up. Well, that's unfortunate. I wonder, would we be able to reach this place if we go into encamp stance? At least this way we won't suffer attrition. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. I guess we'll see next turn. Either way, it doesn't look like there's any enemies threatening us, but whether that is actually the case or not, we'll have to find out next time, because I am going to call the episode here. Next time, we hopefully take the Caverns of Xhotl and max out the province for ourselves, which means we'll be able to get that Geomantic Spire, plus this is one of our victory conditions. Yeah, this is the only location actually missing. We still need to destroy the Poxmakers, which we're working on, and we are going to start building armies to fighting the Oracles, though once again, I'd really prefer not to prioritize them until we confederate Xhotl, though. Whether that's actually a possibility, we shall have to see. Hopefully, at the very least, Xhotl will join us within the next turn, especially if they lose another territory. Here's hoping. Find out if that's the case next time. Stay tuned for more Lizards. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.